So I'm going to share some tips with you. And those of you that don't actually know, I started my business on a very small budget after being made redundant. And I'd actually worked for a number of very well-known companies, councils, public sector, charities, very well-known charity. I led a whole fundraising campaign on social media for them, engaging with celebrities, etc. And if it's something I'm known for, it's making the most out of very little. And notoriously, I have a reputation for doing that even with my clients. So whilst they respect that they're going to have to spend some money, they also know that even on a small budget, there's plenty that can be done. And I share all of those things with clients that I work with within my membership group and also within my communities online when I'm working one-to-one or indeed in groups. And so today I wanted to really share with some of you some of the ways that you could monetize in your business and get more money in your business. And the first thing I want to ask you is, do you have a budget? Do you have a budget for your marketing? Because I know a lot of you, good morning, I know a lot of you don't use budgets in your marketing because you don't have enough funds, or at least you tell yourself you haven't got enough funds, and so you don't allocate money, right? So how many of you allocated money for your marketing throughout 2020? Let me know in the comments. How many of you actually have a marketing budget that you allocated to your business throughout 2020? Let me know in the comments. The reason I'm asking you this is because in 2021, I want a lot of you to be doing a lot better. In 2021, I want a lot of you to be using budgets to actually make sure that you can get clear on what money you've got available and how you're going to spend it. Because there's nothing worse than actually having no idea of budget, but knowing that you actually want to spend money on marketing. So whether it's printed materials, whether it's that you want to host an event, whether you want to pay for an advert, whether you want to do, an article that you pay to put somewhere, I don't know, whatever it is. I'm sure some of you have had things this year that you haven't been able to afford to spend. So let me know in the comments. You've probably had ideas that you haven't been able to afford to pay for. That's what I meant, right? So, we're going to get into the tips at about 9:05, but I want to share with you now some very quick tips that I know will help you. When I started my business, as I said, I'd come from corporate, working with the bigger companies where, apart from one, which was a very well-known national charity for children, I actually had decent budget, right? When I worked for the NHS as a contractor, even after I'd become self-employed, I had decent budgets. But there were also instances where I was in the public sector and private sector where they were looking at me like, Ree, you've got to bring the money in. If you want to spend, over £250,000 and you want to do outdoor ads and you want to do big campaigns in print, you need to bring the money in. And so I'm going to share with you today how I transferred some of those skills that I got, not just from being on the job, but also from actually doing a degree and a postgraduate diploma and lots of other training to help both myself and my clients. You see, when I started on the £100 that I started on £100 and the first thing I did was build a website. Now, if I thought about this properly, if I hadn't listened to what I heard around me, I definitely wouldn't have started with a website first, okay? And if you get my newsletter, you'll see exactly what I would have started with in this weekend's edition, okay? I wouldn't have started with a website first because actually, for many of you, you'll know that sometimes a social media page or a web page link on LinkedIn as a company page will suffice instead of a website, until you've got the budget for your website. So what I actually did was I built the website and then I looked at ways I could generate money in my business. So if any of you are actually, I'm going to read through some of the comments, if any of you are actually making money in your business that you're then reinvesting in your branding and marketing, let me know in the comments, right? If any of you are using money at the moment that you're making in your business and then reinvesting in your marketing, let me know in the comments. Because what I did was I started up events. Something I've got years of experience of doing. I'm talking about big Christmas light switch-ons. I'm talking about huge campaigns on outdoor billboards, JCDecaux, those huge billboards you see when you're driving in your car or on a bus. Those were campaigns, the kind of campaigns I was managing for clients. And if it's one thing it taught me is that if you're doing events, you need to be able to fund them. And if you don't have the money to fund them, you need to look at ways to fund them, right? So when I started doing my own events, what I did was I actually started to sell exhibition space. And for those of you that remember with my Inspire Your Biz events, the first one that launched was in a little community hall, okay, in Beckenham. Very small community hall, very clean, very, well put together. And I did this event, and the way that I funded it was I brought partners on. I had the Voice newspaper, I had NatWest Bank, just their local business advisor. At that time, I was not a mentor for NatWest. I wasn't doing anything with NatWest. I also had exhibitors, I had authors there, I had someone else from The Voice that was there, I had very well-known speakers at my very first event. And why did they want to affiliate with my brand? because they knew that I could help them with visibility, because they knew that based on what they'd seen me do online with social media, I was someone who was actually being seen and noticed, right? Good morning. So let me just quickly say some quick shout outs. Good morning to Jennifer. Good morning to Sabrina. Good morning to Natalie. Good morning, Joan. How you doing? Good morning, Shay. Good morning. London Physical Therapy. I don't know your name, so I can't shout you out. Sorry, but do let me know your name if you're still watching. Good morning to Prina as well. So cool. How you doing? Good morning, Ballpoint Bakehouse. How are you doing? And so London. Excellent to have you here. So I basically sold exhibition space. I didn't charge speakers because I needed them. You have to understand where the win-win is, right? I did not charge my speakers at my first event. What I did was I sold exhibition space. And for my very first event, my chest was high because I wanted to make sure that I could fund the venue. I also wanted to make sure that I could give away goodie bags. I wanted to have food. And by the way, I had friends, family, mum, relatives working away in that little kitchen, hand making quality items that were actually produced, and I think we sold them, if I remember rightly. So that was another way I sold food at my own event. And this was put on in a little church hall. But the exhibition space, we mapped it all out, because remember, my background is branding, marketing and events. The social media aspect really only kicked in 2012, right, where I was heading up big campaigns for social media for big brands. And so with the events, I basically pulled people in, and the exhibitors had their own branded stuff. The exhibitors had their own stand space. They were able to put up their banners. They even had time to speak. And they paid me, I think it was something like £75 each, including the newspaper, right? Including the newspaper and other people. And £75 per person. I ended up having an overflow where there was a second room that I used for exhibition space. And that actually funded my first event, and I made a small profit. So what I did from that was I then pulled in the profit and started funding more exhibition banners. I then hired out my next event, which, by the way, wasn't at the community centre that I'd had it at in Beckenham. It was a level up, because I'm sure many of you know, when you get to a certain level, you've got to always be looking at that level up, right? And I'm sure you can see that with my brand. That's what I'm all about, and that's what I encourage my clients to be as well. Don't ever get complacent. So yes, I made some money back. And some of you might remember, you might be able to see the graphic actually. I got, with my little bit of money that I had that was coming in from the exhibitors well in advance of the event. I think I promoted the event within 4 weeks. I had Sherry Ann Dixon, I had Nathaniel Pete, I had Diane Riney, I had some quality speakers at my event who actually said, you know what, V, we see you're moving. We're going to support you. And I thank them to this day. I still speak to every single one of them. And that event was basically what helped me to build my brand. And also I made some money from that. So remember, I started on £100. All I had was Wi-Fi and my expertise up here. Yeah. And the little events I was doing were basically for me to build awareness of my brand. But stupidly, as I worked out nearly 2.5 years later, I wasn't showing my face. When I was doing these events, as many of you know, I was putting other people up at the front of the stage. I wasn't even hosting. I hired a host to come and speak. I had some really good hosts coming and doing the hosting of my events. I never ever showed my face. Nobody knew that it was Insight to Marketing behind Inspire Your Biz events. It wasn't until 2 years later. But cut a long story short, the money that I made, I then used to fund banners, railing banners, more roll-up banners. I use it to fund leaflets. I use it to fund goodie bags. And I started to build my brand and be known for Inspire Your Biz events. Now, I don't know if any of you know my brand as Inspire Your Biz, but it's now international. I don't do events here in London under that brand anymore, but I will be doing meetups. So if any of you are interested in that, follow the page. The information's right there, and you'll hear some news about that soon. And I've still got like podcast episodes from over 4 years ago that people still listen to, right? And there was a method to my madness, because I'm going to bring someone on in a second. There was a method to my madness, because not only did I do the events with the stallholders, I reinvested. So my first tip for you is, if you're going to do events or you want to make money quickly, look at opportunities to collaborate with people. If you've got a huge number of people in your mailing list, if you're going to be doing a Christmas mail out, if you're doing a gift guide, you might want to put advertising space on side 2 of your leaflet. You might want to have a whole page of adverts in your gift guide and charge people that offer similar to you, where there's no conflict of interest, to also advertise in your gift guide, right? If you have, for example, events that you're doing online, yeah, you might want to charge people to sell within your event online. Maybe you're going to give a little room or breakout room on Zoom where they can pull people into that room and talk to them about their product or service. So there are many ways in terms of events that you can bring money in, not just stallholders, not just goodie bags, because people can pay to go into your goodie bags. That's how I've worked with bakers. That's how I've worked with very high profile stylists as well, right? And that's how they have been able to monetize their brand too, because they've hosted their own events. One of my best bakers that I've got is in the Caribbean, doing very well. She bakes for celebrities, calypso artists, and we put her way up there, right? And she's been able to monetize her brand by a number of ways as well. But one of the things that another one of my bakers done, who's based in South London, is we actually had an exhibition where she had goodie bags that actually included business cards of people on her stand. She had goodie bags that actually included literature of people on her stand, and she charged a small fee for that, which then covered the cost of her getting into that event. So if you don't know, I'm going to tell you now, insight to events is a thing. It's something that I do behind the scenes. It's a part of my business, as I said, because I've done branding, marketing, and events. It's part of my business that I do, and I do very well. All right, we facilitate events. We do flyering at events. We help you monetize your events. We will do social media for your events. We do that. And I have clients that come back to me year after year for their film launches and all kinds of stuff. We have a really solid reputation for that. So I can see the requests, and I'm going to definitely let you join in. Just give me one sec. Let me share two more other things. The other thing you want to do is consider sponsorship. If you don't have money in your business, consider sponsorship. Sponsorship works, okay? So if you don't know, you can either sponsor someone else's brand for a small fee. You can sponsor someone else's brand, or you can actually get people to sponsor your brand, right? So in a lot of the time that I've been running my business, I've often done events where people sponsor. I remember I did a Christmas event at Jury's Inn, and let me just be really real with you. I was one of the first people to do a Christmas event for business owners with a dance. Yeah, and I'm talking about proper DJs. I had what you call name brand DJs that are very well known, that I paid lots of money to come and pay at my first event at Jury's Inn. And I'm going to say to you again, there's things coming out so you'll see. But with sponsorship, we actually had people that paid to actually participate in that event. I had a saxophonist, I had an up-and-coming artist that was there, we had exhibition stands, and again, that funded, the event cost me over $3,000, and I remember I wrote an article on it. The hotel said to me I could book the venue. I was like, wicked, right? And then they told me, you need to pay us in advance. I was like, I got 10 days left. Well, how am I going to do that? How am I going to pay for a venue that's $3,000 in 10 days when I'm a small business? I got two little ones. Yeah, and I cannot do that. And all I did, went through, my clients know. Someone says that was dope, they remember, right? My clients know. I had a wish list. This is my little secret success win that I share with my clients, and I'm not going to go into it, or you might as well pay me for the live. But what I will say to you is, when you've got a wish list that you work with, and you've got a strategy to speak to people, and you know the win-win in it for them, you can laugh all the way to the bank. But you have to be able to demonstrate how your brand will help someone else. And obviously my expertise is branding, marketing, promotion, yeah? And also making sure that if someone partners with me, they get exposure. So it's a win-win all the time, right? And cut a long story short, I got some really good sponsors. And I think by day 8 of my 10-day deadline they gave me, the money was there. I just transferred that neatly into the bank, yeah? And I sold tickets for like £35, £40 a head. People bought whole tables of tickets from me. They brought their teams to my event. And we had a very good showdown with speakers and all sorts. Yeah? So when I'm sharing with you my journey, these are the things that some of you may not even know about my brand. I didn't have it, but I had to make it. I've had many trials and tribulations that I've had to jump hoops to do, because I wasn't cancelling my Christmas event. You can still see all the materials from it now if you Google my details, right? But when I'm talking about monetizing your brand, I'm not just talking about you selling an ebook. I'm not just talking about you getting paid to speak at events. I'm talking about you doing some groundwork to bring money into your business, okay? Third and final point is crowdfunding. And then I'm going to open my hot seat because I've got two people waiting. Third and final point is crowdfunding. Yeah. So crowdfunding is something that I've done training on with a lovely lady called Jessica. If you look at my Inspire Your Biz podcast, you'll be able to see and hear the crowdfunding episode that Jessica did. She's amazing at what she does. I am not a crowdfunding specialist, so don't even look to me. But I definitely could help you produce a solid crowdfunding campaign. Okay, so basically we did events in London Bridge, lovely hotel in London Bridge. We brought some businesses in. They paid us and we taught them how to build the brand, then monetize it through crowdfunding. So just to share with you those 3 tips. Events, and I've given you a number of different things that you can do there, right? Sponsorship, and I've given you a few ideas there, and then crowdfunding. Those are 3 ways that you can monetize your brand that are absolutely not what the gurus might tell you, okay? And certainly not with the examples that I can share with you as actual proof of stuff I've done, because you know I'm about the real stuff. I don't just talk to you about stuff. I show you and can demonstrate and prove to you what I've done. All right, so let me tell you now, the hot seat is officially open, and I've got 2 beautiful people that are requesting. I'm actually going to get the first person on, and then I'm going to get the second on. And please remember, when you're on, no profanity in terms of language, no swearing. Please keep it professional. And remember that, of course, we are here to hear about your products and services, as well as get tips as well. So anything you want to share, please remember to do that. It's not just about the selling, it's about educating as well. So first, if we can get someone in the house, I don't know if it's a male or female, so this is all unprompted. Let's see. If you like those tips, by the way, please do share this live to your stories, all right? Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How's it going?
Good. So where are you based? Talk to us a little bit about your business.
I'm in London. I'm a Londoner, just like you. My business, which is launching later this month.
Yeah.
As you guys can see, it's Ashay Stay. And my business is it's a booking system for Black homeowners, for people. Yeah, it's specific to Black homeowners, but for people that want to go on holiday and need a vacation home. Basically, it's a Black homeowners only take on Airbnb.
Okay, I like that.
It's called Ashay Stay, and we're working on the final touches of the website. Once the website's done, I mean, there is a holding page, there is a registration page at the moment up on ashaystay.co.uk.
That looks really nice. I'm looking at it now on my laptop. That is really nice.
That's the really holding page.
So when are you launching?
Hopefully by Christmas, before Christmas. And just, I need to contact my web designer this week, today. She did say it'd be ready by tomorrow, but I haven't heard from her, so I don't think that's the case.
Yeah. Did you give her a deadline? Obviously, I don't want to know who your website designer is, but okay.
I did.
So let me just quickly say, because I like to give tips as well, always give a deadline when you're working with a web designer, because many of them are really busy, and what you'll find is that a lot of them will basically leave you potentially hanging until you come back and chase them. And obviously, with it being December now, I'm sure she's very professional, but it could be that you'll wait until January because she hasn't heard from you, and she's thinking, well, you know, I just do it whenever.
No, I have spoken to her this week, at the beginning of this week or over the weekend.
Yeah.
Actually, no, on Sunday. And she did say Friday, but I haven't heard from her this week.
Okay. Oh, she's probably working on it, so that's good. So who is your ideal customer for this then? So you're saying it's like an Airbnb for people of color. Is that how you describe it? Black people?
The homeowners are only Black. Basically, I want a system where Black people are making the money for each other. You know, we don't have a system like that. We're making money. Those Black people that are with Airbnb are making money for the white people. And, you know, it's not, we want to keep it in our circle. We want to keep it close to home. We need to build close to home. I know there's places in Africa, there's places in the Caribbean, there's places in Brazil, in America, in the UK. People have homes, people have rooms.
Yeah.
And I want us to work for each other, with each other.
So I like the concept, and I want to ask you, what's your, obviously you've got the holding page and stuff. What are you going to do in terms of like pushing it once it's launched? Have you got like a campaign together? How are you going to promote it?
At the moment, my campaign is social media, word of mouth. I mean, word of mouth, it's gone quite far.
Yeah.
I mean, someone signed up last week, and I said, you know, someone I didn't know. I said, how did you hear about it? She goes, it was the talk was in a WhatsApp group I was part of. Brilliant.
So what I would say to you is, for the campaign, definitely look at beyond social media, because there's a lot of opportunity beyond social media. So if you go to, for example, travel agents, obviously we haven't spoken, so I'm going to tell you what's on my head. Travel agents, tour operators, independent travel consultants, those people will be your gems.
Well,
I'm going to actually I'm going to recommend that you avoid mass messaging, and I'm sure you're not doing this, but mass messaging groups and WhatsApp, because what you want is quality, and the best way to get that, the quickest and easiest way, will be to go straight to the people that deal with flights and accommodation and tourists. So get that contact that's at, you know, Mayor of London's office. Get that person that actually deals with tourist affairs within local government, and literally buddy up with them. Follow them now on LinkedIn, connect with them so they know what you're doing. You're not selling to them at this stage, you're just connecting, right? And then you can go in with the pitch once the site's live. But I would definitely say beyond social media, you need a campaign for this. This is going to be amazing. And it's not worth you just holding on to social media. Whilst I appreciate you might get leads through social, you're going to need to think bigger than that if you want to be looking at yourself as the next Airbnb. Yeah?
I don't want to look at myself as the next Airbnb.
Well, the alternative to Airbnb. But if your mindset is there, then you need to be thinking bigger than social media.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah? I'll send you over some extra tips to help you, because obviously we don't have a lot of time now, but it's a really good concept you've got there. How do people connect with you? Via your website or via phone, or whatever you want to share now on the live before we go to the next person?
So if you want to find out more, you can email me at inquiries with an S at the end at ashay-stay.co.uk.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you to type that into the comments once you're off of the live, if you can, just so that we know where to connect with you.
Or you
and
guys.
What was your name?
My name's Matthew. You guys can follow me on Ashay Stay. Thank you for letting me put my plug on here.
That's all right.
You know, it's been real.
So I can't. Yes. Okay, I can see you. Good morning.
Good morning. Hiya.
How are you doing?
Yeah, good. Thank you. How are you?
Good stuff. I'm not too bad. So tell me a little bit about your business and what it is you do.
Okay, hi. So I'm Jodie from Ballpoint Bakehouse. We're a Caribbean food service, and we also specialize in baked goods as well. So we deliver to the local community. We're trying to expand into like hiring young people, and also doing a meal service for the elderly as well. So
wow, that's amazing. Whereabouts are you located?
So we're based in Abbeywood, South London at the moment. Yeah.
South London in Abbeywood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's near. Is that
Plumstead?
Like SE18 kind of area.
Pardon?
Is that SE18 kind of area?
Yeah, SE18, SE2, that kind of area.
Nice one. Okay, so tell us a little about your business then. How long have you been doing it? And I heard you say you're looking for some young people to recruit as well. So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so yeah, we started in January this year, mainly doing deliveries. We're based from home, but we're on Uber Eats, Deliveroo, and Just Eat as well.
Yeah.
We're setting up for mid-December, sorry, so that people can order like sorrel and Christmas cakes as well. So we're going to be promoting that soon on our page. At the moment, just working with family and like cousins, but I was teaching before, so I do want to, I do want to help young people in those areas of like food and graphic design. So do graphic design freelance.
So what are you pushing right now then? Because obviously it's the festive season. What's your main focus at the moment?
Okay, so yeah, by the end of the week we're gonna have our campaign up to sell like Christmas cakes and sorrel in that
rum cakes?
Yeah, rum cakes, yeah. Jamaican traditional cakes, sorrel, and then we do party packages as well. So a few people have reached out to get orders for like up to 30 people delivered to their home. Like hot,
is that like
Caribbean
platters?
Food. Yeah, platters. So we do everything from oxtail, jerk chicken, rice and peas, mac and cheese, apple crumbles.
Oh gosh, don't. It's too early.
Yeah.
All right, so what would you say you enjoy most about running your business? Because obviously you do a lot. You said you do graphics, you're hiring young people, you do platters, you're doing prep for the elderly. What would you say you actually enjoy doing most?
So I'd probably say like getting to know the customers. I think that's like quite an important part of it. And yeah, cooking the food, like learning recipes from family that's been handed down, to just like being part of the community. I think those bits, and having that freedom to like do your own, like run
your own boss, right? So just share with us, what is your offer, if anything, at the moment? What are you actually offering?
Okay, so party
or
packages.
selling?
Yeah, our party packages start from £12, up to 4 items per person, and then they go up like at each stage. But
Yeah.
those are directly on our Instagram page in our catering highlights, so you'll see that there. And then the sorrel and cakes will be available on our website, ballpointbakehouse.com, from the end of this week. So check that out if you're interested in getting your cakes early. If you want tasters, like just let us know.
All right. So
Yeah.
someone's actually asked you a question there.
Yeah.
Do you provide plant-based food?
Yeah, we do. Some of my friends are vegan, so we have like chickpea potato curry, rice and peas. Our apple crumble is vegan, and then we
Wow.
do vegan custard with that as well. Yeah, but we do other options if you're doing catering, if you need catering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So you've mentioned the website. I didn't get to type it in fast enough, so just let me type it in
Did I
now.
write it? Yeah. Okay. So it's
You can type it in if you want.
Type it in.
Yeah, type it in if you want.
So ballpointbakehouse.com. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna type that in?
Yeah, just in.
All right, excellent. So you're doing catering, you got some rum cakes.
Yeah,
you've got different things coming up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brilliant. All right, so you can see the link there, everyone. It's ballpointbakehouse.com. I like the business name as well. Let me just quickly bring up my your page.
Thank you.
Have you got any questions for me with regards to branding or marketing?
Yeah, actually, so I just started to put my face to the brand in terms of like putting recipe videos out. But what other things would you recommend to like promote?
You're doing recipes. Have you got like a little cookbook, or even for your elderly bit that you're going to be doing? I would think about how you can educate your community around, specifically with the elderly thing you're thinking of bringing out for meal prep, maybe for their carers, etc., to actually learn how to prepare food for the elderly, or even to, if they're in like a sheltered accommodation, a little book you can give out when they join, like an induction pack that includes tips from you for them to prep their own food. But then obviously ultimately the upsell is that they end up ordering from you anyway, you know what I mean? So educating is always my angle, and I would say if you can, with the elderly thing that you're looking to bring in, the prepping, I would definitely say look at doing some kind of educational piece, whether it's a video series for the elderly, whether it's a video series for the care home, whether it's a video series for carers of the elderly, just to educate them on maybe the food types. You know, you're thinking about things like cholesterol, diabetes, etc. So educating them around the health angle as well. I would definitely do that. And I think for the rum cakes, samples always go down well. So you can drop me one. And I'm working with about 4 chefs at the moment, 2 of them 1-to-1. So that's actually one of my areas that I really enjoy. If you look in the Voice newspaper, message me and I will send you. I've got a 2-page pull-out in there. Came out literally about 2 months ago. I'm in there giving tips on branding and marketing. So for anyone watching that's in the food business, or if you know someone that's in the food business, please do feel free to share that link with them. It's in the Voice newspaper. Another question for you there. Is it just the London area that you cover?
At the moment, we're trying to look for a space to expand into, but at the moment, just our surrounding areas, because that's quite a lot to manage.
So you can't ship the cake in a box?
Pardon?
You can't ship the cake in a little box?
That's something we're looking into, so that could...
I can show
if you connect with us,
how to do that.
Pardon?
I can definitely share with you if you want to know how to do that. I can share with you, because I've got clients that actually post samples of wedding cakes. £20. They don't do free. We don't do free samples if you're working with me. But let me give you that tip now. They actually have boxes where they slice up the cake. They label it. You get a little fork and you get your little card in there. And you send that out for £20, and people get to sample your cake that way. If you ever do wedding cakes or any kind of special cakes, that would definitely be an idea. But sampling is good, and you can send it to. I think that is Nakima that's on now. You could definitely send some of that cake by post. Get a little cake tin. Some of my clients also sell cakes via cake tins. I've got 2 really good clients that do that. They sell their cakes in cake tins and post them via Royal Mail delivery. So that's another idea for your rum cakes. Get you further out from SE2, Yeah,
message us if you need to, if anyone wants to try anything, but
So how would we get in touch? Because I want something. No, just joking. How would we get in touch? Just tell us today. How would we get in touch?
So you can put in a form directly through our website on ballpointbakehouse.com, or DM us on ballpoint_bakehouse on Instagram. And those are the main ways really. Our number's there as well on our Instagram, like our business number. So just reach out. Thank you.
All right, no problem. So thank you everyone for your questions. I've got time for one more person, then I'm going to jump off because I've got to deliver a talk today at 10 a.m. and a girl's got to fix up the hoodie and transform into some kind of executive.
All right, thank you. See you later.
All right, take care. So I've got one more request. Let's see if it will actually work. And jump in the hot seat, tell us a bit about your business, and we will have some tips for you as well. So just reading through some of the comments. Yes, these tips were really helpful. Morning. Someone says yes. Someone says that's a great idea. Someone says watch V's face about the rum cake. V, you are the bomb. Brilliant. I love V. Approach care homes. Lots of Caribbean people will only eat their own food. Exactly that. And I've got a client, 2 clients actually, one in Birmingham and one in Manchester, that are doing just that, using my strategies, and they're doing very well from that. Someone says, I love this. That's a great tip. All right, I'll read through some of those things in a bit. Let's go on to the next person. So please do, if you can, introduce yourself and what do you do?
Good morning. How you doing? Good morning, everyone. My name's Sabrina, and I run a business called SS Virtuals, and we provide editing, proofreading, and content like management and repurposing for small business owners, particularly mums, because as a mum myself, I know how crazy it is to run a business and, you know, trying to get content out, trying to make sure, if you're a perfectionist as well, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Sometimes I stall on releasing things because I haven't got time to make sure it's exactly how I want it to be.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, I'm kind of going to be like your cheerleader, your support system in making sure that whatever it is that you're trying to get out in written form gets out exactly how you want it to be, flawless and readable, you know, and just engaging how you know, your customer.
All right, so I want to just first of all say, this lady, am I allowed to tell them our secret? This lady is one of my clients, right? I haven't had any other clients on today, just for transparency. They're genuine people jumping in the hot seat, asking me free tips, and I'm giving them. As you know, I'm full of ideas and I'm good at what I do. Take that to the bank. So Sabrina, you are my client. Talk to us a little bit about how this started, because as you know, we actually have been only working together. I'm gonna have to plug this one, but you're doing some big things. This lady, by the way, this is what I was gonna say, proofread this entire thing. So I'm plugging my own product here, but it was proofread by Sabrina, and what she will tell you, I'm sure, is that it's been ready as a proof-ready document
since
what? End of October, right?
Yeah.
So you'll all be getting your planners soon. You've all got the communications about it anyway, but Sabrina's amazing at what she does, so I'm going to endorse her first of all on this live. And just for transparency, yes, she's also a client, and yes, I pay and invest in all of my clients for their services. But Sabrina, you started your business, right, even though you're just fresh, and you're absolutely smashing it. There's actually another member that's on right now that's completely, as of this morning, blown my head like this, but you're absolutely smashing it. Tell us, where's your journey gone from? If you can just share with us briefly, where did you start? Why did you come and join the membership? And then what have you done since? And what's your offer? That's 4 questions there.
All right.
Get in.
Let me summarize this. In a nutshell, I used to be a legal secretary. So I was a legal secretary for like 11, 12 years. So my proofreading skills come from there. I'm naturally someone who looks at detail. Like, I can't help it. Details, you know, the little things stand out to me. And so, cut a long story short, over the years in life, that wasn't always the best thing to be picking at things. But when it comes to writing, when it comes to looking at wording, it's perfect. And so this year, I literally just decided that I was going to transfer. I had the idea years ago, but this year something just transformed, and I was like, I can use this to help people. I can use something I love to do, I naturally do, to help people. So over the years, I've been trying all of these different things. Like, you know, I've always wanted to be in business for myself. I've always wanted to help people. I've done all these different things. But this year was like, no, this is the thing that I need to be doing. And so in April, I decided it was going to be proofreading. In June, I actually started to really set up the business. And then in August, I was like, okay, I've done all of that first bit, but now I need to market it. That is not my area. Like, but whose area is it? These. So I was like, hey, I need your help. And literally since August, I've got so many things have slotted into place. Like, I've been doing the work. Sometimes it's a lot. I've got 4 boys at home, so it can be a lot. And I was also working full time up until October. So It was a lot, but
And you've now given up your job, right?
Yeah, I had to. So I literally am just in a place where I get to share something that is just natural to me, and it helps other people. And I get to work with I've been working with, you're one, a photographer, a coach. I've been working with incredible women who are just literally serving other women on, some are obviously serving men. And we just get to kind of like work in our zone, like where our strengths are, we get to work to our strengths and together. And I love that. That's what
I've got to say, when you joined the membership, I think there was a grey area around a number of different things, whether it was target audience or just clarifying what your prices were going to be and stuff like that. But you've actually done amazing. Like, I'm going to be bringing on lots more members, because the two that made the 5K each on Sunday, that announcement, mad. And even this morning, I've had someone email me as well. It's just going to be a phenomenal 2021, really. But I think for where you've come from, even at the start of the membership in August to now, where you're literally inundated with work, is crazy when you really think about it.
I know. I'm trying not to think about it, because like them things like overwhelm me. So I'm just going with it.
Yeah. But you've done really well. So just share with us before we wrap up. What's your offer at the moment?
Okay, so at the minute, because we're coming up it's December now, and I know if you've just started business, or if you've been in business, but content's your thing that you want to get out. You want to get it out before the end of December, or you want to have it ready for January. So maybe if you're planning quarters, what I've got on offer at the minute is to have your content edited and proofread. Also, let's look at your processes. So in terms of getting it out, scheduling, the types of content that you're putting out. So the first offer is £47 for anything up to 1,500 words, including looking at your processes and maybe content repurposing. And then anything up to 3,000 words is £99. Again, looking at your processes, content repurposing, and just editing and proofreading as well.
Wow.
You could use, then do get in touch with me. We can have a 15-minute chat to really delve into what it is you need, and then go from there.
So for those people that are watching, how would they connect with you? And you know the drill. Give them that action, girl. How would we connect with you?
Right. So if you go to my Instagram page, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. That's at SS Virtuals on both of them, SSVIRTUALS. And also, if you go to ssvirtuals.com, you want to send me a message, you can do that there as well, and it will come directly to me. So
can they access your website from the Insta, SS Virtuals?
Yes, they can.
All right, so the details are there in the comments, and Sabrina is going to be our final person for today. So I just want to say thank you to Matthew. No problem. Thank you to Matthew. Also, thank you to the lovely lady that was on before as well, that was talking to us about Ballpoint. Is it Ballpoint? The Jamaican, the Caribbean, Bakehouse Collective, I think it was. But anyways, here in the comments, I'm going to share this live. So feel free to share it with others if you want to. And for those of you that have joined now, I know quite a few of you have said you want to jump in the hot seat. So just email me. My details are there at the bottom. Okay, admin@insighttomarketing.com. And a member of the team will pick it up and we'll make sure you jump on. All right, Jody, yes, Ballpoint Bakehouse. See it there? Okay, so that's it for today. Let me know if you took away any tips from the start of the live. Let me know if you picked up any tips at all. Sabrina, thank you very much for joining us.
See you later.
All right, I'm going to be on another private session today at 10 o'clock, so I've got to rush off. But do let me know via the comments if you found today helpful, if any of the tips struck a chord with you, and if so, which ones. And what I will do is just remind you that the planners are here. They're £24. They come with A5 laminated at the front. They are also packed with loads of content marketing ideas. They're packed with ideas for you to build your brand. They're packed with ideas, over 33 workbook pages for you to actually work out what you're doing when it comes to building your brand and organizing your marketing and your budget and your sales, plus doodle pages, and also lots of sections for things like hashtags too. So that's it for this morning. But as I said, if you do want to join us tomorrow in the hot seat, that's the email you need. And do let me know via the comments if you enjoyed today. Someone said many things to think about. Excellent tips. All right, good. Hopefully you'll be joining tomorrow when we go live at 8:50 a.m. I'll speak to you soon, everyone. Take care.